Hermie, a common caterpillar. Hermie was a common caterpillar. Now, as a rule, caterpillars aren't very interesting, but Hermie was even more ordinary than most. He didn't have stripes and he didn't have spots. He had nothing but smooth green skin and a bunch of feet. He ate common leaves and squirmed through common grass. Hermie was just a common caterpillar. But Hermie did one thing that wasn't common. He talked to God. Hermie and his friend Wormy would ask God, "Why did you make us so common? Other caterpillars have stripes, some have spots." God would answer, "I love you, Hermie and Wormy, but I'm not finished with you yet. I'm giving you a heart like mine." So they felt better until they met Antonio Ant carrying a big pine cone. Antonio Ant was smaller than either of them, but on his shoulder was a big pine cone. Hermie and Wormy were amazed at Antonio's strength. "Wow," Wormy said. "How do you carry such a heavy load?" "God made me strong," replied Antonio. Hermie and Wormy felt sad. They asked God, "Why can't we be strong like the ant?" God's answer was kind. "I love you just the way you are, but I'm not finished with you yet." So they felt better, until one rainy day when they saw Schneider Snail. "You need a house like I have," said Schneider. "That's your house?" Wormy asked. "It sure is. Watch." And with that, Schneider pulled his head into his shell. "See, it's nice and dry in here." Hermie and Wormy wondered why God hadn't given them a cozy house like the snails. God reminded them, "Be patient, Hermie and Wormy. I'm not finished with you yet." That made Hermie and Wormy feel much better, until they saw Lucy Ladybug. "You have such pretty spots," Hermie exclaimed. "Beautiful," Wormy agreed. "You are very kind," Lucy replied softly, "but I had nothing to do with it. This is the way God made me." Hermie and Wormy wanted to be grateful for the gift God had given the ladybug, but it was hard. Both of them felt so common. That night, underneath the bright stars, Hermie prayed, "We're sorry, God. We know you love us, but we don't understand why you made us so common." God finished the sentence. "Yes, common," both caterpillars said at the same time. "Remember," God told them, "I love you just the way you are, but I'm not finished with you yet. I'm giving you a heart like mine." Hermie turned to Wormy and yawned. "I'm feeling very sleepy. I feel like I need to sleep a long, long time." "Then let's make you a soft, comfy bed," Wormy suggested. It took them a while to find just the right leaf. "There," Wormy said to his friend, "have a good long rest. I'll be waiting for you when you wake up." Hermie thanked his friend. Then he prayed to God and said, "You know, God, it's okay that I'm just a common caterpillar. You love me, and that makes me special." Hermie snuggled into his bed, closed his eyes, and drifted off to sleep. As Hermie slept, he dreamed that he was different. He had strength like the ant. He had a house like the snail. He had spots like the ladybug. He dreamed that he was no longer a common caterpillar, but that he had something special. After what seemed to be a long time, Hermie woke up. It was dark and he was covered from head to toe. What had happened to his comfy bed? He wiggled and squirmed to get out, and when he did, he and his bed began to fall down, down, until suddenly his bed cracked open, and Hermie felt a tickle on his back. Then something wonderful happened. Wings fluttered open, wings he didn't even know he had. They were glorious, wide, brightly colored wings with beautiful spots, and they were his. With hardly any effort, Hermie began to fly. Up and up, higher and higher, he soared over the trees. That's when Hermie realized what God had done. Now he understood. God had made Hermie special, inside and out. He wasn't like the ant or the snail or the ladybug. He was Hermie, a beautiful butterfly with a beautiful heart. Hermie had to tell Wormy the good news. Wormy, came a voice from high in the sky. Hermie, where are you? Wormy asked. I'm up here. Wormy looked up. Hermie, is that really you? Yes, it's really me. Wow, said Antonio Ant. You look so different. Goodness, gasped Snyder Snail. You are so big. Gracious, admired Lucy Ladybug. You are the most beautiful butterfly I've ever seen. God was not finished with me after all, Hermie announced. Then he flew down and stopped right next to Wormy. He gave a big butterfly grin and whispered, Wormy, God loves you just the way you are. But guess what? God is not finished with you either. Wormy's smile grew bigger and bigger. Now he understood too. You know, you may be right. I'm starting to feel pretty sleepy too. Wormy yawned a big yawn. Hermie smiled a big smile.